Before we dive in, do me a quick favor and smash that like, comment, and subscribe button right below. Okay, ready? Something absolutely huge just happened over at Reddit, and it feels like almost nobody noticed. We are talking about a full-blown AI explosion that is completely changing the game for the platform, and it all boils down to one unbelievable number. 15 million. Let that sink in for a second. That's how many people are now using Reddit's AI-powered search. Now, to give you an idea of how insane that is, they started the year with just 1 million. This isn't just growth, my friends. This is a rocket launch, a 15x jump in a single year. So the billion-dollar question is obvious. How on earth did they do it? How does a feature just explode by 1,400% in 12 months? Well, I'll tell you right now, this was no accident. It was a calculated, absolutely brilliant strategy. And by the time we're done here, you're going to understand exactly how they pulled it off, and more importantly, the secret business model it's fueling. All right, let's start by unwrapping this growth engine. What did Reddit actually build that was so magnetic, so powerful, it could pull in 14 million new users in just 1 year? You know, this wasn't some flashy Super Bowl ad or a giant marketing blitz. It was a quiet, internal pivot, a fundamental shift in how they view their most valuable asset, all of those user conversations. They built a tool that solved a very specific problem that pretty much no one else could. To really get their success, you first have to understand that Reddit sees the world of search in two completely different ways. And trust me, this distinction, it's the key to their entire strategy. See, on one side, you've got your traditional search, right? The kind that's all about finding the right link. But on the other side, you have what Reddit is building, an AI-powered search designed to find multiple perspectives. They're not just trying to compete with Google here, they're creating an entirely new category of search. Think of traditional search as just navigation. It's a map. You type in best gaming subreddit, and it points you to r/gaming. It's a signpost. And look, it's super useful if you already know exactly what you're looking for, but it's pretty terrible for discovery or getting any kind of nuance. And this is where Reddit found its superpower. Their CEO, Steve Huffman, just hit the nail on the head. He said Reddit is the best place on the internet for questions that have no answers. Think about that. Where else do you go to ask something like, is this a good career move? Or what's the best way to deal with a tough conversation? You don't want a single web page for that. You want human experience. You want perspective. That is the exact problem their AI search is built to solve. Okay, now for the fun part. Let's look at how this whole strategy actually cashes out in the hard numbers. When you see this data, the sheer scale of this shift becomes impossible to ignore. I mean, just look at the contrast here. It's night and day. Traditional navigational search, it grew a very respectable 30% over the year. That's solid. Nothing wrong with that. But then you look at AI-powered answers, it went from just 1 million users to 15 million. That is a 1,400% increase. The demand for this new way of finding information is just completely off the charts. And this chart just tells the whole story visually, doesn't it? On one side, you've got this steady, healthy growth bar for traditional search, and on the other, you have an absolute skyscraper representing AI answers. It's not even in the same league. This one image tells you everything you need to know about where Reddit's future is headed. So this explosive growth, it isn't just a cool thing that happened. Nope. It is the foundation for everything that's coming next. Reddit is taking this momentum and using it to fuel a master plan that will fundamentally transform the entire platform. And they're not messing around. They're rolling this out in 3 very distinct, very powerful steps. Each one is designed to build on the last, creating this deeply integrated, personalized, and, most importantly, open platform for everyone. First up, they're moving way beyond just plain old text. The AI answers are going to start pulling in relevant images and videos directly from posts. This is going to make the results so much more engaging and useful. Just imagine asking for a recipe and bam, you get a video tutorial right there in the answer. Game changer. Second, and this is a really big deal, they're using AI to personalize the experience for all users. That includes guests who aren't even logged in. This means from the very first time someone visits the site, Reddit can start tailoring content to their interests, which will dramatically boost engagement and the chances they'll stick around. And finally, in a huge move planned for 2026, they're planning to get rid of the login wall completely. By just removing that little bit of friction of having to create an account, they're opening the floodgates to a massive new audience that just wants answers, potentially adding tens of millions more users to the platform.
Okay, so we've seen the incredible growth, and we've seen the roadmap for the future. But this brings us to the final, most important piece of the puzzle, the big reveal. This whole strategy, it isn't just about improving the site for users. It's powering a secret and unbelievably lucrative business model.
Because this focus on answering those unanswerable questions, it's creating something way more valuable than just user engagement. It's a powerful flywheel that's feeding an entirely different part of their business, one that's already generating massive revenue, and it's been hiding in plain sight this whole time. And here it is, the content licensing business. Every single time a user asks one of those complex human questions, they are making what is arguably the world's most valuable dataset of human conversation even richer. Reddit then turns around and licenses access to this data, letting other companies train their own AI models on it. So just how valuable is this data? Get ready for this. In 2025 alone, this other revenue, which is mostly data licensing, brought in $140 million. This isn't some little side project. It's a core pillar of their entire financial strategy. The AI search tool isn't just for us, the users. It's a machine for enriching the data they sell to the entire AI industry. So let's tie this all together, shall we? Reddit's 15x AI growth was absolutely not a fluke. It was a deliberate strategy laser-focused on solving complex human questions that normal search engines just can't touch. This is now fueling a master plan to create a personalized, media-rich platform for everyone, whether you're logged in or not. And the secret engine driving the whole thing? A massively profitable data licensing business that turns our everyday conversations into AI training gold. And this all leaves us with one final massive question. In an era where AI is absolutely starving for authentic human data, is Reddit quietly building the single most valuable data library on the entire internet? I want to know what you think. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching.